I'm going to show you how to write a speech in just 5 minutes. Now, my name's Kyle Murter. I'm a professional speaker and I've won multiple public speaking championships internationally and nationally through the technique I'm about to show you in this video. One thing we need to get clear on is when I say writing a speech, I do not mean writing it out word for word like an essay. No, that is a bad idea. You see, if you're trying to memorize a written script, you are putting tremendous pressure on yourself. And I've seen it so many times. Someone gets one word wrong in their script, and that leads to them getting more words wrong, and more words wrong, and more words wrong, and before you know it, they're embarrassed, they're red in the face, and their presentation is falling apart. Instead, what you should do is create a bullet point script. And I'm going to show you how to do that in this video. Okay, let's imagine I've only got 5 minutes before I have to go on stage and deliver a speech. Now, what's the speech on? Well, let's find out together. I'm going to use a random topic generator just to prove that I've not prepared anything in advance. Okay, I found this random topic generator online, so let's see what topic it gives me. Here we go. All right, the topic is food. So I'm probably going to talk about what my favorite food is and why. And what I need to do now is structure this presentation. So imagine this line represents my 5-minute presentation. We can divide it up into, of course, the start, the middle, and the end. Now this is key. If you want to create a script really quickly, you actually don't want to begin with the start. You want to begin with the end. Because if you can figure out where you're going, then it makes the start and the middle a lot easier to create because you know the end destination. And a great question to ask yourself to come up with an ending is this: what's my key message? What's the key message of your presentation? Now, my presentation is of course about my favorite food, and therefore my key message has to be the favorite food, which is, drum roll, chicken schnitzel. Yes, the chicken schnitzel is my favorite food. So now that I know that that's my message, the schnitzel is the boss, I can then begin to create the rest of my presentation. For example, my ending is going to be a call to action where I encourage other people to try, for the first time perhaps, a chicken schnitzel. So that's what my ending is going to look like. Now I can hop to the start of my presentation and I can ask myself this question here: how can I earn their attention? So I know that my presentation is about why chicken schnitzel is the best food on the planet, but I need to figure out how to get the audience to care about that, how to get them intrigued, how to get them engaged. I need to hook them at the start of my presentation. Thinking off the top of my head, my opening, my hook could be: the best food in the world is not from Italy, it's not from China, and it certainly is not from Asda. No, the best food in the world can be found in Bavaria, Germany. It is, of course, the chicken schnitzel. Let me tell you why. So that opening creates a bit of curiosity. If it's not from Italy or China or Asda, where is it from? That's what the audience are wondering. And by saying it's a schnitzel, I now give context for the audience in terms of what the rest of the presentation is going to look like. Now that I have my hook, I can now focus on the middle. What am I going to say in the middle? What am I going to say between the start and the end? Well, a great question to ask yourself here is this one: what do they need to hear? What do they need to hear? In other words, in order to believe your key message, in my case, that the schnitzel is the best food in the world, what do the audience need to hear to believe that? In my case, I'm going to have a few different points. The first one might be about how I first met the love of my life, my future wife, when I was eating a schnitzel. So maybe I'll make a funny point like, schnitzels can help you find love, or something like that to kick things off. And then I might transition into a more serious point about how the schnitzel gives you immense nutrition, lots of protein, low carbs, it's very, very easy and tasty to have. I might look into some of those points. And then thirdly and finally, maybe I'll talk about the kind of culture and the environment that schnitzels are found in, these amazing restaurants that you can visit in Germany where you have steins as big as your head, and it just makes for the perfect culinary experience. So as you can see, by just asking myself this question, what do they need to hear, it's helped me come up with a few different points related to my topic, which provide an argument as to why the schnitzel is the best food. And then if you want, you can have a little Q&A if it's appropriate in your presentation before leading in to what we talked about before. That call to action, which in my case will be encouraging people to try their first ever schnitzel. So as you can see, it's very easy to write out a plan for your presentation in 5 minutes or less. All you need to do is ask yourself 3 questions. First one, what is my key message? This will help you come up with the ending. Second one, how can I earn their attention? This will help you come up with an engaging hook for the opening. And then third, what do they need to hear? That will help you come up with your points in the middle. But listen, having a plan is not enough. Your delivery has to be on point too. So if you're interested in learning how to speak so that others listen, check out this video where I talk you through how to avoid being monotone and how to be more captivating with your voice. See you in the next one.